A British man is getting prison time in Singapore after he refused to wear a mask in public. And in Myanmar, casualties are rising since military forces seized power 6 months ago. Ian Lee is following these stories and other major headlines around the world. Ian, good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Laura. Yeah, the unrest in Myanmar has hit a grim milestone. Activists say more than 1,000 people have been killed by security forces since last February's coup. Thousands more have been detained as part of the ongoing crackdown, and there have been reports of widespread torture. Myanmar has been in chaos since the military ousted the democratically elected government. Protests hit the streets on a daily basis, while insurgents expand their activities along the country's borders. Coup leaders have kept the country in a state of emergency while expanding their grip on power. The next election won't take place, if it happens at all, until 2023. Next, video has emerged of riot police in Belarus pushing migrants across the border into Lithuania. More than 4,100, mostly Iraqis, illegally entered the country so far this year. Lithuania's border guards have accused Belarusian police of violating the border several times. Since June, there has been a rise in illegal crossings ever since the EU imposed sanctions on Belarus's authoritarian leader. Lithuania and its allies have even accused Belarus of flying migrants in from the Middle East just to send across the border, a claim Belarus denies. We are moving on to Singapore, where a British man learned the hard way what happens if you don't follow COVID restrictions. Benjamin Glynn was found guilty of refusing to wear a mask in public, causing a public nuisance, and threatening public servants. A court sentenced him to 6 weeks in prison. The judge said he was completely misguided in believing that he was exempt from the country's laws on wearing a mask. Singapore has been able to keep COVID outbreaks under control largely due to strict measures and enforcement. Finally, we are in Tokyo, where the first case of COVID has been detected at the Paralympics Village. The person who tested positive isn't an athlete, but an official from overseas. The games are due to start in the coming days. Around 4,400 athletes will descend on Tokyo. As with the Olympics, they'll have to undergo daily COVID testing and wear a face mask while maintaining social distancing. Laura, this huge world sporting event is about to kick off while Japan deals with its largest outbreak yet. I was looking at the numbers this morning. When the Olympics began last month, the country was averaging about 4,000 cases a day. With 5 days to go until the Paralympics, that number has shot up to nearly 20,000.
I saw that the government's decided to extend the coronavirus state of emergency covering Tokyo and other districts to September 12th, beyond the previous end date of August 31st, in order to try and combat all these cases. But wow, we feel for those Paralympians and hope that none of them catch the coronavirus when it starts in 5 days. Ian, thank you.